South African and golfing legend Gary Player, who won 9 majors in his career, told Omnisport what golf is missing. We need Tiger Woods. Why? He's a man of color. We need a black champion. Go to Africa. We've got all these young black kids used to seeing a white guy as the champion. Now they're getting inspired. They're sitting in front of their TV sets. It inspires them. It gets them interested in golf. Stephen A., you on board with this?
Of course I'm on board with it. I'm an inclusionary individual. That's my mentality. I think it makes the world a better place. And the fact of the matter is you can never call yourself the best if you haven't opened the floodgates to everyone, any and all qualified oncomers, because you want to make sure that when you say you're the best, you've beaten the very, very best. And I appreciate Gary Player in his position for a multitude of reasons, but primarily he's South African. Now, obviously, when you hear the word South Africa and you think about that place, you think about apartheid. You think about what transpired there. You think about people like Nelson Mandela, for crying out loud. These are the kind of things that enter your mind. To hear him, come out. I'm not talking about him personally in terms of his history. I'm talking about where he's from. To know where he's from and to recognize that he has the level of appreciation that he has for somebody like Tiger Woods, it just speaks volumes. And think about this, Skip. A guy like Gary Player knows the history of the sport of golf. He knows that it wasn't inclusionary, that it was essentially an all-white sport in an official capacity until 1961. He recognized that while people talk about guys like a Charlie Sifford and a Lee Elder before Tiger Woods ever came into existence, there were individuals from years past. Even when you go back to the 1800s, where blacks weren't allowed to play golf with whites and didn't have access to the same golf courses and things of that nature. I'm reading up here, Skip. I wrote it down. The names like Teddy Rhodes, James Black, Bill Spiller, Nathaniel Sparks, Joe Roach, other individuals like that who never got the opportunities that the Sifford and the Elders and ultimately Tiger Woods had. The fact of the matter is, when you look at Tiger Woods and what he epitomizes and what he represents, it goes to what I was talking about last week when we were debating Tiger Woods' impact to what Jordan Spieth's impact would be if indeed he still captured the first 3 majors in a calendar year, being the only individual since Ben Hogan to be able to do that, had he been able to pull that off. So you just point to the significance of all that stuff, and you recognize that what Gary Player is saying is right on the money. You need Tiger Woods specifically because he's the only one that's existing. But if a young black individual as charismatic as Tiger Woods came along, the sport would need him just as desperately.
So, help me out here. Remind me of what you said the other day. I'm going back to one of our LA shows. Didn't you say that for you, watching golf, especially over the last 2 or 3 years, 4 years since we've been doing the show together, has been mostly Tiger or bust? Like
mostly.
If Tiger's involved, you're there. If not, you're out. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Okay.
But not literally, because I find myself, like the other day I was watching Jordan Spieth or whatever, but it's primarily because I know you love it, you're going to want to talk about it, and I want to talk about some of the things that you want to talk about as well, and this is what we do for a living, so I'm inspired by that. But if it were not for that, I would have no interest in golf were it not for Tiger Woods in terms of being a spectator.
Okay, I'm going to reiterate what I've said for years on this show. When Tiger so sensationally broke through at Augusta National, at the Masters, 1997, ran away with that tournament, broke the color barrier, I thought, silly me, as I saw the ads start, the Nike ads, with kid after kid saying, I am Tiger Woods, I am Tiger Woods, I am Tiger Woods. Remember those commercials?
Yeah.
I thought, man, in 10, 15 years, the United States Golf Tour, our PGA Tour here in this country, I thought would have, 20 or 30 African-American, maybe not dominant players, but good players. And you realize right now we have zero African-American players on tour. We don't have time today. We could do a 2-hour show on the whys of that. Is it exclusionary? I don't think so. We could get into economic, we could get into sociological reasons, we could go on and on. But that's the fact right now. 0 African-American players on tour. So for the sake of the sport to make the black community, the black viewers feel more welcome to watch golf, especially non-golf fans or very casual golf fans. Sure. I mean, what it needs is Tiger Woods. Tiger was just such a compelling, fascinating lightning rod of a polarizing figure that it transcended his color after a while. He was Tiger. He split us all. We all had different views of him. His behavior on the course, and then ultimately, obviously, his behavior off the course. But even in his heyday, we were still split on his behavior on the course, his golf, his courtesy level. We went on and on. That was great. He was so great. He lifted golf 7 layers up from where it had been in popularity. So golf needs another Tiger, but I was texting with our friend Michael Collins. I always defer to Michael on any sort of race golf issues. And I asked him, do you agree with Gary Player? And he said, basically, I'm going to have to just summarize his text back to me. He said, basically, no. Golf needs a dominating force, a new dominating force, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a black golfer. It needs to be a polarizing golfer, but not necessarily black.
Well, let me tell you why I respectfully and very respectfully disagree with Michael Collins about that. And I'll say it this way. You two were talking amongst one another as golf purists. Mm-hmm. You know the sport, you watch the sport, you cover the sport, you love the sport, you appreciate all the nuances. And please don't take this as, I don't want anybody to misconstrue. I defer to Michael Collins too. He covers the sport for ESPN, for crying out loud. I'm not refuting what he's saying factually in any regard. I'm just talking perception. He's into the sport. I am not.
That's fair.
So what I am saying to you, he's coming at it from an insider's perspective. I'm on the outside. You can take Michael Collins. He out there sitting there thinking that, he need a fan or whatever. He's sweating bullets because he's burning alive, scorching hot on some of those golf courses, 100-degree weather. He's out there and loving every moment of it. I wouldn't want to be out there for 2 holes in that weather. I just don't want it. It doesn't matter to me. So when I'm watching the sport, understand something. It's not resonating with me in the same fashion if I don't feel invited. I think by and large, golfers, broadcasters who cover the sport, folks who watch the sport and what have you, I think we all want what you said about Tiger.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm talking about the old school traditionalists. There are some of them who still exist in the sport of golf. Dare I say some of them who contribute in running the sport of golf. And I don't see, and I could be wrong, but I don't see anything that they're doing noticeably, conspicuously, to sort of invite and welcome and try to generate interest in their sport from a different community.
Yeah.
I think they're perfectly satisfied with the same old thing. They love that we talking about Jordan Spieth. They love that we talk about Rory McIlroy. They want Phil Mickelson sprinkled in there because they love themselves some Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson and Zach. All these. I get all of it, but there's something that I'm telling you. There is something about the sport to the novice on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
That says, you know what? We won't really miss you if you're not here. And I think that's what you get.
Okay.
What you don't see in the sport. I really believe that.
You know me. The one area I disagree with Gary Player on, golf doesn't need a black champion. It needs 10 or 20 African American champions. That's what I believe it needs, and that's what I thought we would be getting along toward now. Last quick point. I've told you before, my hometown of Oklahoma City, I've helped contribute a little bit toward a program called First Tee. They're in a lot of cities. Kids of all colors who don't have the economic status to be able to travel and play junior golf the way some kids can are invited to First Tee, where you give them brand new clubs, golf balls, instruction, that there's a little golf course to play. You can chip, you got a driving range, you got it all. It's right there for you, and apparently It's not producing any black golfers.
Skip, I know we're running out of time. Skip, Molly, I have to say this to you. Skip, you know how they make this? They make the statement that you get a lot done on a golf course. It's not just about playing golf. It's who you ingratiate yourself with. You socialize with folks. Business deals happen on golf courses and stuff like that. Skip, I'm gonna say this to you, and I don't know if anyone has ever told you this. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm Stephen A. National radio show, national television show, quote unquote celebrity, well-known figure, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Skip, I'm sitting there pleasantly surprised. Whether it's John Wildhack's a great boss, fantastic, love him. John Skipper, the same thing years ago. Mark Shapiro, Skip Bayless. That might be the only time in my career where I've been invited out to socialize. And nobody invites me to the golf courses. Nobody invites me to come on there and join them and socialize and fraternize and all of that other stuff. That has something to do with it. Because unless you're trying to play golf professionally, you're usually playing golf in a setting, Skip. I'm not talking about fundraisers where everybody joins in and all of that. I'm just talking about individual relationships. You're usually playing golf because you're out there doing something else, and this is just what we're going to do. Skip, you're not invited. We don't get invited much.
Man, I don't know.
I'm just telling you.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
I'll bet I could make up a list of 100 people I know who would love to have you play golf with them. They think you don't play. They just don't know that's part of your makeup.
And I'm telling you, I don't play that much, but I've been around for quite a long time, Skip. And I'm trying to tell you, I've been surrounded by people who got invited to things that I don't get invited to. And it's 2015.
One thing I also want to mention with it being 2015, it's not just black and white. There's also Asians, Latinos, Arabic, all different ethnicities. So let's keep that, I think, in mind there as well. So we talked about the player awards yesterday on the show BET had. That's not the only change in the NBA. The commissioner is ready to make some changes in the association. More on that after the break.